What's up, guys? It's October 12th. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm back here in Illinois hunting our main farm. I found some buck sign on the way in by one of my other stands. I'm going to check that camera when I get down and see if there's anything good on there. We had a cold front move through last night, and it's about 50 degrees, so fingers crossed that we start seeing some bucks moving. So, change of plans for tonight. I was going to go to some public land and hunt, but on my way out this morning, I checked some trail cameras, and I have had 2 big bucks in here almost every 2 to 3 days in daylight. So, I'm going after either of them tonight. One's a big 9-pointer. I don't have a name for him. The other is a 10-pointer, and I'm calling him Mr. Clean because he's like perfectly symmetrical and super pretty. Well, guys, just had that 10-pointer come in right behind me, and he busted me at like 25 yards. He came through into one spot that I have 0 cover, and I was trying to get my camera on him to get a shot, and then my camera arm just wasn't reaching. I couldn't quite get him in there perfectly and with making a shot, and he looked right up at me and busted me. So, Mr. Clean 2, me 0. Well, guys, it's October 18th. Today was a day in 2018 where I shot my biggest buck. And last night I had a picture of Mr. Clean again by a new stand. I've had a couple pictures of him here and there by it, but I'm going to just dive all the way into the middle of the farm and go after him today. The temperature is about 45 degrees. We have good wind for the stand, so I'm just going to go all the way back in there and hope I see him. guys. It's about 9:45. I'm gonna get down and kind of scout my way up this field edge and try to venture back a little farther in the farm with the cell camera and see if I find some sign. I'll put a cell camera back there, because that buck, every now and then he comes from back there. So I'm wondering if there's a better spot for me to be where I could try to get in there with my saddle. Guys, that just happened. I just shot a big buck. So I was sitting there filming the sunrise, and I looked down, and I see Rack, like standing almost right in a shooting lane, and I could tell he was a decent bodied. So he walks out, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna shoot him. And then he walks, back in some brush, and then he stands back there and he works a scrape for literally almost 5 minutes. And then he finally steps out into my shooting lane, and I shot, and I knew the shot looked pretty far back, but I'm thinking it was maybe back of the lung, liver, but more than likely gut. So I called my dad. He's at work till 4 o'clock, so I'm gonna hunt till 10. Then I'm gonna get down and then check my arrow, and then stand my arrow up. And then I am not even gonna step foot in that timber. I'm gonna walk out, slide all the way around that big timber, and then we're gonna come up after he gets off work tonight. Obviously it did not go as planned, but I did get a full pass through, and I'm shooting a 4-bladed broadhead, so hopefully one of those nicks something pretty good. We're just keeping our fingers crossed at this point. Yeah, that's all we can do, really. Did not go as planned. He was standing right here when I shot. Here's my arrow. Showed it to you earlier. It was just some yellowish red blood. And it was a full pass through. It didn't stink, it didn't smell like any like gut content or like nasties. So I believe he barreled through here. He made this scrape right before I shot. He made that scrape and then he steps out and I plugged in.
You see him?
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh my gosh! He didn't go nowhere.
You got the video on?
Yeah.
How did that just happen? Alright guys, so quick wrap up. I shot this deer at 7:01 this morning out of that stand right up there. It's on a fence row in between a cornfield and a turnip patch. I watched the shot over and over and over and it looked like a gut shot. Even, like this is my exit hole right here and it looks horrible. Like it looks like a gut shot. So I decided to back out. We came back up around 4:30 is when we left Quincy and decided just to come back here and started my arrow and just work our way down this little point. And I no more than step foot in the timber and get out of some thorn bushes and look up to see the white of his belly laying here dead. I think he only went about 50, maybe 60 yards. So I'm curious to, once we open him up, to field dress him to see what I hit, like what kind of artery I hit and what kind of damage it looks like from the inside. He's a great buck. He carries some mass out with him, really tall and tight, which I love big, tall, tight 8-pointers. So couldn't be happier with him. And it's the first deer that I've successfully shot on camera. The one I shot last year slipped out of frame on me right at the last second. So couldn't be happier with him this year. But now the work begins. We're going to get him all dragged out and field dressed and get him home to show the wife and some friends. So I guess that's it. We'll get some photos up here in the field and call it a night.
Throw him on the cart.
Throw him on the cart and get some beers to drink.